Hello boys and girls, welcome to Mrs. Bandu's Math Movies. This is lesson 1-8 for course 2, 4th period, multiplying and dividing integers. So our objective is to multiply and divide integers and to solve problems using integers. Okay. We have our key concepts, those for multiplying and dividing integers. I think we're going to find that these are a little more straightforward perhaps than those that we use for addition and subtraction. Okay. So when multiplying integers, the product of two integers with the same sign is positive. Okay. So for example, 3 times 2 is 6. And -3 times -2 is also positive 6, because if I'm dealing with two integers and I'm multiplying, their product is going to be positive. The product of two integers with different signs is negative. So for example, let's do this, underline here, different signs gives us a negative product. So -3 times +2 is -6, because 3 times 2 is 6, and then I use the negative sign. Again, 3 times -2, very similar. 3 times 2 is 6. My answer is negative because I have different signs here, one positive and one negative. And that's it. That's just really pretty much as complicated as it gets. Just knowing about how the signs affect each other. Dividing integers. The quotient of two integers with the same sign is positive. So that's very, very much like that of the division, multiplication rules as well. So +10 divided by +2 gives me +5. Nothing's changed on that. -10 divided by -2, the signs are the same. So that gives me an answer or a quotient of 5. The quotient of two integers with different signs is negative. So for example, -10 divided by 2 is going to give us a quotient of -5 according to this rule. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. Since I have one negative and one positive, my answer is -5. +10 divided by -2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. Again, my quotient is negative because my signs are different. Okay, so having gone through this, hopefully you caught on that basically when you're dealing with two integers, those with the same sign have multiplying two integers gives you two integers with the same sign gives you a positive product. Dividing two integers with the same sign gives you a positive quotient. The product of two integers with different signs is going to be negative. Similarly, the quotient of two integers with different signs is going to be negative as well. So there's not a lot of, you're not going to be changing things or rewriting things. It's just a matter of doing the multiplication or division and then assigning the correct sign to the product or quotient. All right, let's go through a couple of examples here. All right, so multiplying integers, and we want to find each product. So we have a couple of examples here. I'm going to start kind of in the middle because then we have two products. So same sign is going to give us a positive quotient. So 3 times 7 is +21. -3 times -7 is also +21. Here in C and D, I have different signs. Different signs give us a negative product. So 3 times -7 is -21. And -3 times 7 is -21 as well. Okay, there is a quick check question. Do it now or come back to it later. I'm going to move on to the example 2 on the back side of the page. And this is dividing integers. Actually, in this case, is also an application problem that's talking about acceleration. You are riding your bicycle at a speed of 12 feet per second. 4 seconds later, you come to a complete stop. Find the acceleration of your bicycle. All right, now you're going, oh my, how do I do that? Well, we have a formula for acceleration here. Acceleration is the difference between the final velocity and the initial velocity. Final velocity is how fast you were going when you stopped. Okay? If you came to a complete stop, you're not moving, so your final velocity is going to be 0. Your initial velocity is how fast you were going at the beginning of the 4 seconds, in this case, because it's a 4-second time frame here. And then and that difference divided by time, in this case, it's going to be 4, because you're talking about a 4-second time frame here. So let's go back through that. Substitute 0 for final velocity, because remember you came to a complete stop, so you're not moving. 12 for initial velocity, and 4 for time, because you are traveling for 4 seconds in this time frame, in this scenario. So I'm going to put my 4 in there. Okay, so 0 minus 12 is negative 12. Okay, because that basically becomes 0 plus negative 12. Again, we could look at that on the number line as well in class, so be sure to ask if you're not sure why that ended up being negative 12. And then we want to divide by 4. So the negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. The negative sign in your quotient means that the bicycle is slowing down over this period of time. So the bicycle's acceleration in this scenario is negative 3 feet per second. All right. When you get to quick check number 2, which is next, don't forget to look up here for your formula so you know how to substitute into this and go from there. I will answer any questions you might have in class. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.